Hey amazing parents, it's Dr. Lindsay here with this week's psychology-based parenting tips about raising kids who love to read. Imagine a world where a child eagerly reaches for a book instead of a screen, where the joy of reading fills their heart and mind. Realistically, we're shooting for balance between screens and books. As a parent, you have the power to cultivate this love of reading in your child, and it all starts with positive reinforcement. In honor of the upcoming National Read Across America Day, this week's tips will explore the incredible impact of praise and favorable outcomes on your child's reading journey. We'll also delve into practical strategies to support early readers, navigate frustrations, and foster a positive reading experience that strengthens the parent-child bond. I'll be sure to touch on tips across different age groups, from beginning to advanced readers. We're going to break this down into 4 sections today, so let's dive in. First up, the power of positive reinforcement. Supporting early readers is a crucial step in their reading journey. Choose beginner books with very few words on each page and books that teach them the alphabet. Make time to read together and focus on your child's reading experience by pointing to words on the page or following along under the line of text with your finger. Begin by identifying letters, letter sounds, and small words in the books that you read together. Celebrate each milestone, no matter how small, with praise and encouragement. For example, when your child recognizes the letter A, shower them with praise and let them know how proud you are of their progress. You might say things like, "I love reading together with you," or "That's right, wow, you're doing such a good job." By starting small and building confidence, your child will develop a solid foundation for a lifelong love of reading. A couple of our family's favorite books during the early reader phase are Alphabet by Matthew Van Fleet and Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. I'll put links to those books in the description below this video, so check them out at your local library, bookstore, or on Amazon to support your early readers. Now let's focus on attentiveness and lightness. Encouragement like, "You're making huge progress," or "You're working so hard and learning so much," helps to develop a growth mindset in your child. As you embark on this reading adventure, stay attentive to your child's cues. Children may show signs of frustration or feeling overwhelmed when faced with new words or more complex sentences. Take a step back and create a light and positive atmosphere. Encourage your child to take breaks, take their time sounding out words, and choose books at their reading level in addition to those that challenge them at the next level. Reading should be a fun experience, not a source of stress. When your child first starts reading words, they may only be up for reading a few words before they're ready to hand over the reading to you. That's perfectly fine. Each time you read, you can encourage them to do a little bit more, working their way up to reading full sentences and then full pages. By adapting it to your child's needs, you'll create an environment that encourages more enjoyable reading experiences and strengthens your parent-child bond. One of our family's favorite book series for this phase of raising readers was the Geronimo Stilton series about an adventurous mouse who works for the Rodents Gazette, and the companion Thea Stilton series about Geronimo's journalist and detective sister. You can find links to both of those series in the description below this video, along with other free downloadable parenting resources. These books are fun to read and appeal to many kids, but what I love most about them is the varied font patterns. So on each page, a number of different words will stand out in different colors, font styles, and sizes. And what parents can do is read all the standard font words and then hold their finger under the fun word for their early reader to say. This gives kids a built-in break between words, and it's a very engaging and interactive experience for parents and children. Okay, now let's move on to supporting older readers. Positive reinforcement is a game changer when it comes to nurturing your child's love for reading at all ages. By acknowledging their efforts and accomplishments, you'll fuel their motivation to explore new books and expand their literary horizons. Even as your kids get older and don't need you to read to them anymore, you can still be involved in their reading experience. As your child grows and tackles more challenging books, continue to use praise and express genuine interest in what they're reading. Ask questions about the characters, the plot, or their favorite parts of the story. Show excitement and curiosity and let them know that their reading journey is something worth celebrating. And don't forget to model reading behavior yourself, as children often imitate the actions of their parents. Let them see you immersed in a book and share your own reading experience with them. You can also listen to audiobooks together when traveling by car, not just for big road trips, but even around town. We always have an audiobook going in our car on the way to school. Reading a book together makes great fodder for family conversations, whether you're independently reading and then chatting about the book at dinner, or whether you're listening together in the car. Okay, now on to carving out reading time. In our busy lives, it's essential to prioritize reading by scheduling dedicated time for it. Whether it's in the morning on the weekends, or before homework on the weekdays, or after dinner every day. Find a time that works best for your family. Make it a special time when everyone gathers together to read. Create a cozy reading nook with pillows and blankets, or venture outside for a picnic with books. By making reading a regular part of your family's routine, you'll create a sense of anticipation and make it a cherished activity for everyone. Encourage older children to read independently during this time, while younger ones can enjoy story time with you. I'd love to hear in the comments how you're incorporating reading into your family's weekly routine. Okay, last thing, let's talk about an intricate balance. So here's a fun fact integrating psychology research. While positive reinforcement is a powerful tool, it's important to be mindful of a psychology research finding having to do with rewarding behaviors like reading. I'm talking about rewards beyond that good feeling that kids get from positive reinforcement. For example, giving your kids extra screen time for spending time reading. Intrinsically rewarding behaviors, like reading, can lose their positive effects when parents start to reward those behaviors externally. These results come from a study by Bates in 1979. So kids may start to feel that they should only read to get the reward of extra screen time, whereas they previously read for the pure joy of getting engrossed in a book. Instead of rewarding behavior, focus on fostering a genuine love of reading and use praise as a means of acknowledging and celebrating your child's efforts. Let the joy of reading be its own reward, and your child will develop a deep appreciation for the magic that lies within the pages of a book. Here's a bonus perk of developing an early love of reading in your children. When they're in elementary school, reading may be assigned as homework, but your little one won't have to think of reading as homework because it's already going to be part of their daily routine. Here's the take-home message for this episode. Helping your children develop a love of reading is a gift that will last a lifetime. By embracing positive reinforcement, supporting early readers, staying attentive to their needs, and carving out dedicated reading time, you'll create an environment where the magic of books flourishes. And remember, it's not just about the act of reading itself, but also the joy, connection, and imagination that books bring to your child's life. Think about how the tips discussed above might be applied to your unique family. Perhaps a change in your bedtime routine or the addition of a weekly library trip can support your early readers. To further support your parenting journey, we've created a free downloadable resource with tips on holding a family meeting to bring the family together to talk about prioritizing reading and incorporating screen-free times of day. You can find that valuable resource at parentingwithpsychology.com/meeting. Let's embark on this reading adventure together and watch your children's love for reading soar. Now, using positive reinforcement to promote reading is part of the consequences category of my 5 C's parenting framework. If you're new to the 5 C's, look in the description below this video to find more parenting resources, including a video about the 5 C's parenting framework, and a link to sign up for my weekly newsletter to be sure that you never miss any new tips. You can also find references for the research study mentioned today in the show notes for today's episode, linked in the description below. Okay, amazing parents, that wraps up today's episode. Thanks for joining me to fill your parenting toolbox with psychology-based tools to feel more confident and capable in your parenting. If you found this video helpful, I invite you to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Parenting with Psychology tips. Join me next week to learn about different types of parenting styles and how they can affect your relationship with your child. In the meantime, check out my free resources listed below in the description and keep up the good work on your amazing parenting journey. Oh, and books make for amazing birthday gifts. To find the books that I mentioned today in this episode, as well as loads of other books treasured by our family of avid readers, check out my Treasures Books page at parentingwithpsychology.com/treasures and search for recommendations based on your child's age. I'll pop that link in the description below for you to visit. My weekly tips are also available to read on my website or to listen to on your favorite podcast player. If you'd like to connect with me more regularly and join the Parenting with Psychology community, follow Parenting with Psychology on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I love hearing from you, So please leave a comment below and let me know how you've been using these tips in your parenting practice, or about any topics you would like me to cover in future episodes. Finally, a quick legal disclaimer. Please note that the advice provided in this episode is different than therapy and does not serve as a substitute for professional psychological treatment or other types of professional advice or intervention. If you or your child have concerns or need further parenting or personal support, please contact a physician or other qualified local health professional. See you next week, amazing parents.